Bjergsen and Jensen, two very high-profile mid laners in the LCS who have both received a lot of acclaim over the years, though Bjergsen always maybe a little bit more. In recent weeks, especially because of perhaps comments that Jensen himself has made calling into question the acclaim that Bjergsen has gotten, there's been a rise in discussion about which player stands out more over the years. And as these two players face off against each other this weekend, I decided to ask Tim, the creator of Oracle's Elixir, which player is better in our very first episode of Run It Down.
Bjergsen and Jensen are among the best mid laners in North America, not only right now, but all time. Bjergsen has done a little more domestically with more individual trophies and more championships, but Jensen still has plenty of accolades, and he's done more on the international stage, reaching the semifinals of the World Championships in 2018 and reaching the finals of MSI in 2019 with the Team Liquid team that knocked off Invictus Gaming. They finished first and second in All-Pro voting this split, and they're still very much leading the pack. The question is, who is better as an individual player? When you have to pick between the two of them for who's the better mid laner, Jensen's a really good choice. He was better in the regular season overall as this kind of standard prototypical mid laner. He pressured more in his lane and generated the highest gold plus experience difference in 10 minutes of any mid laner. That extra pressure led to more control of the map for Team Liquid so they could take the highest first dragon rate, be tied for the highest first tower rate in the league, and then later control the most barons, which had a lot to do with the pressure Jensen could exert on the map with his teamfight threat and with his side lane. Bjergsen doesn't quite carry as hard as Jensen either. Jensen's DPM was higher despite Team Liquid fighting less than pretty much any other team in the league, and in the playoffs, that gap in their DPMs was even higher. Jensen plays the standard mid lane champion pool. He's really good at control mages, he's really good on assassins. In summer, regular season, and playoffs combined, he's 7-1 on Azir, and he's 4-0 on LeBlanc, which led to FlyQuest banning out his LeBlanc in every game. He can also throw in an Akali or a Twisted Fate for a bit of a different look when it's needed. So overall, Jensen is that prototypical mid laner. You give him lots of resources and he's going to carry your team with damage and with playmaking.
But they're going for the engage on Jensen.
Big knockup, big trump. Jensen gets away, just shockwave re-engaged on a 3 PoE, gets flashed over the wall, and Brock finds that kill.
The thing is, Bjergsen is actually a more valuable member of his team, and that's because he's more flexible and he brings a lot more intangibles. Bjergsen will throw in a tank in his champion pool like Set if he needs to. He'll throw in a curveball like Fiddlesticks, and then he's got that Zillion pocket pick, which we've seen recently and throughout his career. He's willing to give up CS and in-game resources to Doublelift and Broken Blade or whoever else his teammates are to let them be more comfortable and let them carry harder in their roles. In draft, he's willing to blind pick just about every game. He had the lowest counter pick rate of any mid laner in the LCS in the regular season. And you can't ban him out. Golden Guardians used 22 bans on him in 5 games in their most recent series, and Bjergsen didn't miss a beat. What it really comes down to the most, though, is their clutch factor. Bjergsen has been the series MVP in all 3 of TSM's best of 5 wins in these playoffs. And in the biggest moments, the biggest games, he's always going to step up and give you that play you need.
Bjergsen is fairly tanky. Doublelift gets revived, and look at the AoE coming through from Doublelift, from Broken Blade, getting in the mid.
If you were building a team in North America and you want to have a pillar in the mid lane to build around with great mechanics, tons of pressure, someone that you know is going to carry games, you can build your team around Jensen, no question. But Bjergsen is the perennial MVP candidate because of his clutch factor, because of his flexibility, and because of his willingness to do anything the team needs to win.
Our thanks to Tim for that analysis. Be sure to check out his work and stats over at oracleselixir.com. Hello. Hope you've been enjoying my coverage of the LCS playoffs. I've been enjoying you enjoying my LCS coverage, because a lot of you guys have been watching my videos, and including this one. That feels very nice. Either way, the whole point of this is to let you guys know that, you know, in the past I referenced Intel Gamer Days happening with Alienware. Well, guess what? They've just kicked it into second gear. Is that what you kick it into? Fourth gear? Fifth gear? They've kicked it up a notch, because they now have 17% off of Intel systems. If you go to alienware.com/Travis, you'll see a code there. That's until September 6th. If you're watching this after September 6th, you've waited too long to watch my content, and this should be a lesson to you to only watch my content whenever it's fresh and hot off the grill, hot off the camera, hot, whatever. Alienware.com/Travis. There's a link in the description below. You'll see a banner at the top talking about how to get 17% off an Intel system. And this outro is going way too long.